good afternoon. So I want to talk about how we been trying to change our external circumstances and the need to understand that it won't bring any change, any real change. Try to change what's going on outside our life without trying to change what's going on within. It won't bring any real change. It can bring a temporary change. In the long run, things will get back to how it was, just with different name and different ideology. We have been fighting, doing revolutions, protesting for better lives. And that's good, that's right. But what we have done to change ourselves? Nothing. If you are greedy, selfish, if you are someone jealous of other people, if you are someone weak, if you are someone that see lack in every aspect of your life, you can go and protest, and let's make you have a charisma and leadership, and you can move millions of people in your favor and make a change. Well, now, initially it will be good, but eventually all your weakness, will just eventually come out and will brings everything as it was. As we've been seeing like for really a long time, the oppressor, like the oppressed, becoming the oppressor. And we saw it many times in many countries. Look at what's going on in Israel. What happened during the Second World War? It was horrible, no doubt. What they're now doing in Israel with the Palestinians. And this is just an example. We can, look at what happened in Vietnam, where at the time of the war, like with the United States, and finally the communists won. And what difference brought into their lives? Poverty still enormous, greediness, people suffering, nothing changed. In China with Mao Zedong, revolution, and what that revolution laid. People are suffering, are in poverty, are exploited. There is no free speech. What that brought, or in France, the famous French Revolution, what brought, what improvement brought? They're having a horrible prime minister, and people are constantly on the street protesting. Same in UK, teachers protesting, drivers are protesting, doctors, nurses are protesting, and same in many other countries. And those are countries where there have been, change in leadership, revolution, protest, demonstration, and so on and so on and so on. What it never changed. It's what was happening within those people. And I strongly believe that the moment we stop and somehow globally we start to focus all our energy, all our efforts to try to understand what is wrong within, what is our weakness. I'm unfaithful, I am weak, I have addictions, I can't stick to promise. What are my weakness? What is part of me that it's wrong and needs to be changed? Once you can change that, then you really can go after an external change, and we probably want, there is no even need to do it, because once the people will and finally realize that, the world will be really a more equal, will be a world where, a society where the one that is lucky to have more will share, will have less, so that we all gonna empowering each other, so that we can be all at the same level and living this life equally. There is a book that was really well written, that is Animal Farm, that it describes exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know, the story of those pigs in these farms, like the animals of this farm were exploited by this human, and finally the animals, you know, made a revolution, done a revolution, they won and took control of the farm. Eventually the pigs became the leaders of this group, but the pigs, they never changed themselves, they only changed the external issues, and slowly they became like humans, and slowly the farm became the society that they fought for. It became exactly the same. The difference was just that were no humans but animal, and the ideology was different, was a different ideology, but the result was the same. Few enjoying the benefit of the hard work of the masses. So this is something that in history keep repeating itself. We saw it, and we don't have to go far and believing, you know, to what the history says, because at the end history is just a lie. My family owned a bookshop in Italy, and I worked for them. We used to sell textbooks for school, and I read those textbooks when I had nothing to do in the shop. And something I noticed that I always tell everyone, since 2000, books editions, like history, geography, they used to change like every 10 years. So like, not change, but like with update editions, like a new edition. They would normally like be every like 10 years, every couple of years, 3 years, there would be a new edition. What is that? It's called rewriting the history. And who rewrites the history is the winner, or the one in control of our society. And I always tell this episode I read. There was a textbook for like 12 years old kids. And the book, this history book, the chapter was about the war in Iraq. So what they say, the United States went to Iraq to give freedom to the people of Iraq by a dictator that was Saddam Hussein. All right, so now at 12 years old, we'll read that history, and obviously we support the United States, and we'll be proud of this country that went to save those people. Now, why the history have been rewritten? There is no mention of the United States that 10 years earlier, in war with Iran and allied with Iraq and Saddam Hussein, used to sell weapons to Saddam Hussein, millions of weapons, tanks, airplanes, and so on, to kill innocent Iranians so that they could win the war against Iran. 10 years later, Iraq became the enemy. There is no mention about this in this history book. So this is applied on every aspect of our history. That's why history is a lie. History is a massive lie. History is written by the winner, and the winner wants you to think and believe what they think is convenient for them. And this is applied in every country, not just the United States or Italy. Every country is like this. They can say it's easy to manipulate people. You just need to start when they are little. Once you take control of a kid's mind, once it's an adult, it will go by default. And also, I was born in Italy, and in the 60s, 70s, there was a massive movement, culturally, politically, and there was a lot of protest, and there was a big, massive change in people's consciousness. And this was happening worldwide. So governments, corporations, they understood that they needed to destroy the education and destroy the economy. Once you destroy the economy, once you destroy first the education, so you create a population unable to think for themselves, you destroy the economy. And once that a population is unable to think for themselves, will accept everything is being told, regarding if what is being told is true or not, because they won't be able to think and questioning. Now, if you don't believe that, look at what you call your nationality. Everyone globally, except few, including myself, it's conscious that nationality is a scam. Countries are scam. Border scam. They made us believe, since when we are little, with geography, there is a line, and this line divides your country from another country. So if you want to go to this country, you need a piece of paper that declares that you are from this country. But this country might not allow you to go there, and you won't be able. So if you were born in a very poor country, you're fucked. And you can't, because, well, we can do nothing about it. You were born in a poor country, so you can't go in another country now. You can't get the visa for this country. So, and everybody, like majority of people, unconditionally believe that, I am Italian, or I am French, I am Spanish, I am Japanese, unconditionally. And we fight for this. We fight for our nationality, for our country. We share the same land. In the past, no long time ago, there was no border. People were just moving around, hunting, searching for food. Now we've been told that I cannot put my foot across an imaginary line because I will be to another country. It's the same land. you've been made to believe that the name you've been given when you were a kid is your name, it's you. So they are able to create those beliefs that are at the hand is just illusion, and we believe it. And not because people are stupid, you need to make them believe it. And that's when you brainwash someone from a young age, you know, from elementary, going through middle school and high school, and then you don't have to do anything because they will just replicate anything that have been told. That's how work, you know, that's how human nature works. Now, I don't know how to change this, and I don't know if it has to be changed. Maybe like many people that had near-death experiences, or people that can channel souls from afterlife, or they say that it happens in the way that happen because this is a school, we need to learn. They say that planet Earth is a school, and everything that is happening, it happens for us to learn. So society is not bad or wrong, it is how it is, so that we can learn like in school, and every now and then we have an exam. It could be, I mean, as I say many times, I had many mystical experiences that, you know, obviously in my journey, I can't deny that there is something else than, you know, than what we see behind the curtain. I don't know obviously if this is true or not, because I didn't experience, you know, this afterlife, and I didn't gain this information, but it could be. And even if it's not, it's a fact for me that to see love amongst humanity, it has to start here first. And once it starts here, and then we start to change here, the outside will start to work in the proper way, and then we're going to experience equality, sharing, kindness, and love. Everything starts from within. Everything starts first with ourselves. We change ourselves, we change the external. So let's start to work on ourselves.